Hello, Thomas. Welcome to Austria. Known for the stunning Alps and classical music, is also the birthplace of Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. With a rich baking tradition, they invented Zahortorte, a chocolate cake famous all over the world. Additionally, Austria is home to Schönbrunn Palace, where Mozart gave his first concert at age 6. A country full of history, culture, and delicious sweets.
Hi, Andy. I'm excited to get to know Austria.
We start talking about Austria. Austria does not have access to the sea. It borders the Czech Republic and Germany to the north, Slovakia and Hungary to the east, Slovenia, Croatia and Italy to the south, and Switzerland and Liechtenstein to the west. The German language is the most used in its region and has a variety of dialects. Austria is a federal democratic republic. It is governed according to a 1920 constitution. The predominant religion is Roman Catholic. Austria has a continental climate with extreme temperatures. Also, the currency they use is the euro.
Wonderful, Andy. Why don't you tell us a little more about current events in Austria?
Come on. Known as the country of music, Austria is one of the greenest countries in Europe, with most of its surface covered with lush forests. Also, Austria is famous for its art, cinema, and, above all, science. Renaissance architecture adorns many cities such as Linz. Some preserve Roman relics such as Graz. Vienna is famous for its desserts, especially three pastels, Sacher, Klimt and Demel. The Zahortorte is so famous that the Austrians decided to celebrate it on December 5th. Austria is a very safe country and performs well on several dimensions of overall well-being compared to other countries.
A cake day in Austria. Wahoo! Now let's talk a little about the curiosities.
Come on.
We will see many curiosities of Austria. 1. Alpine territories. Austria is predominantly alpine, with only 35% of its territory situated below 500 meters above sea level. 2. Dialect diversity. Although German is the official language, Austria has many different dialects originating from German. French is the second most spoken language, and Austro-Bavarian is common in Austrian villages. 3. Unique town name. One of the curious facts is that one of its towns is named fucking, causing confusion and laughter among English speakers. 4. Schulte tradition. On their first day of school, Austrian children receive a gift called Schultut, a cone filled with toys and sweets to create a positive memory of their first day. 5. Harsh winters. Being a predominantly alpine country, Austria experiences very harsh winters, with temperatures dropping to -20 degrees Celsius on the coldest days. 6. Highest peak. Austria is home to the second highest peak in Europe, Grossglockner, at 3,798 meters. 7. Austrian village in China. The Chinese were so fascinated by a small Austrian village that they built a replica in China. 8. The famous Empress. Another one of Austria's most popular curious facts is related to the beautiful Empress Elizabeth CC of Austria. She is one of the most famous figures in Austrian history, extensively portrayed in literature and film. According to historians, CC suffered from anorexia throughout her life. Even as a great-grandmother, she was obsessed with not gaining weight and engaged in exercise and a dairy diet to never exceed 50 kilograms in weight. 9. An Austrian in Hollywood. Another notable figure among Austria's famous sons is the actor and also politician Arnold Schwarzenegger, whose breakthrough to fame came with action movies such as Terminator. 10. A summer palace. The Schönbrunn Palace, mentioned earlier, served as a summer palace for the Habsburgs and boasts 1440 rooms. Yes, 1440 rooms! This palace rivals iconic ones like the Louvre Museum, thanks to its immense size. 11. The oldest zoo indeed, the world's oldest zoo is Austrian. And it's still in operation. It's the Tiergarten Schönbrunn, located in Vienna, featuring hundreds of animals and beautiful garden walks with fountains. 12. Environmental protection measures. The fact that Austria is a haven for quality of life is not coincidental. State policies strongly advocate for a lifestyle that preserves life and the environment. For example, a few years ago, the maximum speed limit for vehicles was 130 kilometers per hour. Now, it has been reduced to 100 kilometers per hour. The reason? To decrease environmental pollution. The father of psychology among the curiosities of Austria, we find that it is the birthplace of great figures in various disciplines. One of them is the father of modern psychology, specifically psychoanalysis, Sigmund Freud. He was born in the year 1856 in the town of Freiburg. 13. A diplomatic hero in Vienna. Among the curiosities of Austria, we find truly incredible historical events. One of them is the story of Hohenzollern. Between 1939 and 1949, this Chinese diplomat stationed in Vienna risked his life by disobeying his superiors and providing visas to every Jew who asked him for one. Thanks to him and his rebellion, thousands of Jews were able to escape the country and likely preserve their lives during World War II. 14. Saving the crown. And another curious fact about Austria linked to history is the great effort to save the crown of Hungary. Indeed, in 1945, the piece was sent from Austria to the American military base at Fort Knox to keep it safe from Russian troops during the chaos of World War II. In 1978, it returned to its home.
Wonderful, Thomas! Now we will go back in time to learn about its history. Come 1. History. Since the 4th century BC, Celts inhabited present-day Austria. In the late 1st century BC, the Romans conquered the region up to the Danube, building cities like Vindobona, Vienna, in Austria. They also constructed roads and introduced the Roman way of life. From the 4th century AD, waves of tribal members, including Germans and Avars, invaded Austria. After Charlemagne's death, his empire split into 3 parts. In the early 10th century, a people called the Magyars began raiding Austria but were defeated, and Germans regained control. Rudolf von Habsburg became the emperor of the Holy Roman Empire in 1273, and the Habsburgs ruled Austria for centuries, gradually expanding their territory into a vast Central European empire. In the early 16th century, Austria faced a powerful threat from the Turks but successfully defended against them. Austria prospered during the 16th century, and trade grew. Austria participated in the 30 Years' War. In 1683, the Turks besieged Vienna, but a German and Polish army relieved the city. In the 18th century, despite several long wars, Austria thrived. The War of Spanish Succession from 1701 to 1714 ended with the incorporation of Sardinia and parts of Italy into the Austrian Empire. Maria Theresa succeeded Charles VI and faced challenges in the War of Austrian Succession. In the late 18th century, the French Revolution brought chaos to Europe. From 1792 to 1815, Austria and France engaged in a series of wars, leading to the dissolution of the Holy Roman Empire. After Napoleon's defeat, the Austrian foreign minister became a key figure in Austrian politics, introducing a repressive regime against liberal ideas. Austria prospered, and industrialization occurred in some areas. However, in the 19th century, nationalism grew in the Austrian Empire, leading to discontent among various ethnic groups. Later, Archduke Ferdinand, heir to the Austrian throne, was assassinated, triggering World War I. Before the war officially ended, the Austro-Hungarian Empire began disintegrating as various ethnic groups declared independence. On November 11, 1918, the emperor abdicated, and on November 12, the Republic of Austria was declared. During the 1920s, Austria suffered from the Depression. In July 1934, the Nazis attempted a coup, and in 1938, German troops occupied Austria. Austria suffered during World War II, and after the war, the Allies decided to restore an independent Austria. The first provisional government in Austria was formed, and Austria was divided into 4 zones by the Allies. In 1955, Austria became an independent nation again. In the late 20th century, Austria experienced prosperity and economic growth. This was a little about the history of Austria. Now Thomas, why, or let's get to some questions. Thanks for joining us on this journey. I hope you've enjoyed the blend of history and charm. If you liked it, don't forget to hit the like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and, of course, subscribe for more adventures. See you at the next destination. Bye for now.